Welcome back, Gooners and Goonettes, to the Goon Cave Podcast, where we discuss true crime and government conspiracies.
While many of you are regulars on our episode, and we talk about Draco Reptilians Beyond the Ice Wall, opening your third eye, really getting into how you can be a better person. Today will be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about a more recent crime conspiracy which had major relations with government and how the CIA might have had something to do with it. The victim in this case specifically is Cameron Epstein. Cameron, he was a younger male, single, relatively big, ginger, and staggered in height. Cameron, or people refer to him as Big Boy, which was his street name, was affiliated with high-level gang members. His peers were among the other gang members such as King Von and his father, J.E.
Wow, I remember covering his father's death a while back, which was caused by,
Sorry to cut you off, Gabe, but we have to stay on the story we covered. If they want, they can go back to that other episode.
Okay, you're right. I apologize. Let's talk about what happened when Big Boy was first discovered and how the first responders secured the scene. Big Boy was found the corner of 64th and not on 63rd.
Not from 63rd.
Of Chicago, Illinois. When police arrived on the scene, there was a lot of people scattered around the body, so police began sorting people into groups based on suspicion and and made sure the bystanders were safe and the threat was not present. While other police officers scanned for potential suspects and evidence, after the police knew everything was secure, they began taking photos of evidence and securing the scene and sketched a layout of the crime.
Wow, that is a lot to initially take in. Did they end up gathering any other evidence on the scene? I know that we have that information, but let's try and give the audience a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I
I
got
should
you.
work with you.
They ended up recovering shell casings on the scene, which would be more important later. In the
Okay,
story.
so if Big Boy was shot from the shell casings, they led to him. Who did it? Who did it?
Right now,
Who did it?
we don't know, who exactly did it, but we know there are multiple suspects the police have in mind.
That's crazy because that's crazy that there's multiple suspects, considering we know that the body was moved by bystanders, right?
Yeah.
They tried to save him, do CPR, that type of stuff. So this must make the investigator's job a lot harder. So this case must be really big for the Chicago PD because if it's such an in-depth case and has so many relations to the CIA, the government, low-income housing,
Yeah, Section 8.
being 5-1, it really is just surprising how they're getting on this case when it's a pretty difficult one.
Yeah. Exactly. The Chicago PD already has a suspect they think in mind. They use prints found on a nearby building to relate the crime to a repeat offender, to the crime. Sela, a low-tier gang member, was brought upon multiple charges during his younger years, which consisted of petty theft, packing people online.
Packy?
Yep.
Play back.
Sorry. I know it's a
Trigger word.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Footprints of Sela's unique track pattern also put Sela at the crime scene. While he was not seen on video, we know he has a pair of Air Jordans, and these Air Jordans are missing some of the rubber on the bottom.
Like the soul?
Yeah, the
Okay.
sole. Yeah. This exact footprint matches the mud at the crime scene. If that adds up.
So a Jordan with the missing sole, which Sailor's shoes had.
Crazy how they can track it.
Well, to add on to that, it was for sure difficult for the Chicago PD to track the prints because there was a large group of people around the scene, and Chicago, bad weather, pretty muddy. Since there was a lot of people around during the time, there must have been a lot of Air Jordans. We're in Chicago. There
Yeah.
must have been a lot of
Well,
Air Jordans.
I-
A lot.
There were a lot.
Uh-huh.
That's why Sailors were so unique. They stood out from the rest of the newly paired, fresh ones that just off the lot.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Just off the truck.
There was also hair located around the crime scene, but due to it not having any roots, they
Okay.
couldn't really get anywhere with it.
So the Chicago PD couldn't really use that evidence because it didn't have any DNA linking.
Yeah.
For the audience, I know you guys might not know, but if a hair follicle is ripped out, you can get the DNA from it. But if it's just a hair strand, let's say it was cut, you guys can't get the DNA from that hair unless that the follicle attached.
No.
Gabe, I heard about that. My great dog's cousin's father, Lacard, talked about that. How every contact has a trace. Lacard, the principal.
Skip.
No, not Skippy. The one. Skippy was the one who got shot in Chicago. I'm talking about Baxter.
Oh yeah, Baxter. I remember my conversation with him about Lacard's principle, and how it holds that the perpetrator of a crime will bring something into the crime scene, and leave it.
Yeah.
Something. Leave us. Whoa. Stutter.
So, basically, what Gabe's trying to say is what him and Baxter talked about a while ago, my dog, before Baxter died. If you put your hand there, there's evidence there. No matter, every contact has a trace. Every contact. If you put my iPad down, this device had a trace.
Thank you.
So that's the exact reason why we get physical evidence. But the same applies for online activity too. Saylor's phone records connect him to a tower which was less than a mile away from the murder. He also went on social media boasting about the death of Big Boy, which was a little bit weird. You know, going on IG Live,
Facebook Live.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
why?
I saw
Why?
that. Why is that on Facebook Marketplace?
I don't even think you could sell that on Facebook Market. We gotta ask Jack out.
Yeah. Well, according to some eyewitness testimonies, the shooter was around like 6'7", African American with cornrows and slight facial hair,
Okay.
which matched the appearance of Saylor.
Okay.
So we really believe the eyewitness was reliable because they grew up in that neighborhood and had no affiliation with any gang, so there was no real like reason to lie.
So he was found right away. Like as soon as he got shot, it was that's a switch.
Yeah.
And then he was found right there.
Yeah,
right away.
Cam was found like. Yeah, he was found. Yeah, Cam, he was found.
Oh, like
Yeah, since he was like a massive,
like
public,
very large.
huge public figure.
Like stop me.
You got arms big enough, boy.
That's massive.
Yeah,
That's
since he was a massive public figure, the news was out pretty fast. He was found before he even like started to decompose.
Is that why they were able to get the manner of the death so fast? Because there were so many eyewitnesses and Chicago PD could jump on the case.
They jumped on that case.
They were jumping on.
Yeah, yes, because he was so big, it was easy to find the bullet hole and like which ones were fatal to him.
Oh, so that's why he we also had the cause of death and all that stuff so quickly because him being so big really made him a wide target.
Yeah.
But it also made the forensic job really easy because since he was such a wide target, it was kind of hard to hit him in the same spot twice. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So the bullet also pierced like an artery in his neck, leading to him to bleed out, which is one of the big ones.
So this is all the information we received from the autopsy that was done?
Okay, so if he didn't decompose, he didn't go through rigor mortis, right?
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have done the autopsy so quickly if he did. So, yeah, that tells us that he was found right away.
Okay.
Because he wasn't.
I mean, yeah, there was flies found around like the body, but he wasn't there long enough to decompose, so we do know that they were there, you know?
Okay. So, if the flies are already there, he must have been really, really moist, really damp, really moist and really sweaty, huh? Like, everywhere. Like, really sweaty. Like, so sweaty, right?
Yeah, he was, let's just say he jumped in the deep end and came out wet. His body temp was like a little bit above average, which can be attributed to his fat.
Mm-hmm.
The paramedics checked his temperature and he was at like 99.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit for our British viewers.
What's a kilometer?
Don't know.
Hey.
Which indicates he died within the hour. So I mean, so flies started appearing around his body, but nothing really happened.
Okay. So, when he got his autopsy done, they obviously cut in, got his femur, was shorter than normal height. He was actually 5'1", even though his driver's license said 5'8". A little insecure. And his pelvis was also narrow, showing he was a male because he couldn't give birth, even though he looked kind of pregnant. And his skull had lots of cracks in it, which showed he was still young because it did kind of calcify, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, let me get this right for our audience and my own knowing. Since his fat affected a lot of things like his blood pressure, glucose level, cholesterol, clogging his arteries, and overall body temp, it was inevitable that the blood spatter would be spurts narrow because it hit the carotid artery, right? We'll pop that up right.
It should be
right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
And yeah, it would. So, cause it hits him in the neck, and it's
a lot of neck.
A lot of neck.
So infinite neck.
So
much
bigger
neck.
people have more blood.
Yeah.
Which is just common knowledge.
Because there's
So
more of them to
it
go
hits
around.
him in the neck, and that sudden wound.
Spurted out.
Yeah, all the blood splurted. Yeah, out on the concrete. Some on his clothes.
So let's get back to this. While we're on the topic of shooting, let's get back to the shooter. Did we ever hear back from Saylor? Because I know we emailed him. We reached out asking if we could do an interview for our podcast.
Yes.
We heard back from him?
We did. He said he could do it. Tomorrow. Tomorrow at 4:30.
Okay. So for the viewers who don't know, we also work with the police stations on stuff like this.
We're big.
We're massive. Massive. We're not dragging it. But yeah, we work with police stations, so they also give us evidence, and since we're both qualified and we both went to college and got criminal justice degrees and stuff, we're actually certified to interview people for police departments while also giving you guys a better insight.
Yep.
So,
But I'm not working for no government payroll.
we all know what the government does.
Okay.
So we'll come to tomorrow and show the interview. So, can you please state your name for the camera?
Sailor Houston.
Do you go by any nicknames on the street?
Nope.
That's not what we heard.
What'd you hear?
Okay.
So here, it says online activity known under the alias of Hack God.
Never heard that name in my life.
That's not you.
Nope.
So there's no emails that would link you to a username on any social media platforms under the username Hack God.
Nope.
Especially Discord.
Nope.
What's funny?
Nope.
When?
You're laughing, but someone was murdered.
Okay,
Well, he got slimed out. He got packed up.
stop. Pat. Okay. Does this name mean anything to you right here?
It's Fat Ginger Guy.
Fat Ginger. Okay. And is that all you know him as, or do you know him from a
I
particular?
barely know the guy.
Barely know him, but you know him.
No of him.
Are you in any like gang affiliation?
Nope.
Really?
No.
I just stay at home all day on my computer.
Really? We have security cameras of you, security footage of you near the crime scene when it happened.
That was me.
Your car.
I don't have a car. I'm unemployed.
The Honda not camera.
No, it was
The Camry.
it was a brown probe.
Oh.
I don't know. I've never seen a brown probe day in my life.
Oh, it says here under your insurance you own one.
Give me that.
It says you
Right here. So this doesn't show anything. This doesn't mean anything to you.
This doesn't mean anything.
Nope. This is simple.
This doesn't mean anything to you. So, when'd you move to Chicago?
I don't know. I moved.
You don't know?
You don't know when you moved here.
Nope. I just went over.
You don't know if you were born here.
I just remember living here. I don't know if I moved here if I was born here.
You don't know.
Can't
So
tell
what are
you.
you doing in Chicago? What's your occupation, one might say?
Lots of online activities, such as I manage a lot of Discord servers.
Okay.
Play Roblox.
Mm.
Let's see.
And how do you make money from
I
these
pretend to be an
activities?
e-girl online. I get Discord Nitro.
Okay. But somewhere around the line, you must have come in communication with Big Boy, no?
I don't know. I heard of him in the community, but I never spoke to him.
In the community. And what Discord servers do you manage? Because you
Very
know what Big
play.
Boy is affiliated with, right?
Nope.
Criminal mastermind. Cameron Epstein is a criminal mastermind.
Ran with Vaughn.
He ran with
I
King
heard of
Von, Lil Durk. He ran with that group. He,
One of those guys.
some might say he was
Oh, you
actually,
know. You know.
I know of those good. Those guys. I know.
but you know them. But
You cracked.
did you crack King Von?
I may have cracked some of his associates, but I never cracked him.
Did you?
When you
crack,
say associates, do you mean you cracked Big Boy?
No.
Yeah.
Did
Did you crack Big Boy?
You just said you knew him. How do you not know him
I knew
anymore?
of him. I didn't crack Big Boy.
Who did then?
I
So you
Someone
know
that
some-
you know.
just said someone. Anyone could have done.
What do you want? What do you want?
I'm just saying. Someone could have cracked Big Boy, but it wasn't me.
So you cracked King Von. Is that what I heard?
I know someone who did crack King Von.
Have you ever cracked anybody?
It's up for debate.
Up for debate. You got that?
Yo.
Hey. Dude.
When,
going
you,
down.
when you heard the news of Big Boy being cracked, did you enjoy that?
I just
Were you excited by the news?
moved on with my day. Got other things to deal with.
Other things to do with. What were you doing that day? Can
Like
you run
cleaning-
it,
like
run it
cleaning
down
up
from
sometimes?
Woke
the
up
morning?
at 4 p.m.
So hopefully you guys got to see the interview. I mean, pretty clearly, all the evidence points to Selah, also known as Pat God, also known as 5'1", also what was it?
Like freshman Slayer, something. I don't know.
Sophomore Slayer is what they call him.
Yeah.
So all the evidence really points to him, but we also have the two other suspects. We have interview when they were actually in custody. They're called the twins.
Twins.
You want to go more into that?
Don't get me started about the twins.
We covered them on our page already. We got history with them.
So the twins are like some known gang members. They work together. We actually don't know if they're biological. They do look similar, but at the same time, you could, I don't know. There's like a 6 or 7 chance to not
Yeah.
related. We talk about them. We actually saw them at the police station. We asked the officers like if we could interview
Just
them.
talk to them?
Yeah, just talk to them. Not like
Not formal. Not a formal interview.
not like a formal one. We just pulled them aside into some room.
This was we know they've been aggressive in the past, and this time they actually tried to attack me. I was recording.
Yeah.
They actually tried to attack me, and I mean, it looks pretty suspicious, but we do know he's a crash out, the big one.
Yeah.
We do know Pekka is the bigger one. We do know Pekka's the crash out, and Mini Pekka, the smaller one. He can get aggressive too. He can get raw. Wow, he can get freaky.
Yeah, if you say some stuff they don't like about the gang or other gangs, we're like, yeah, it gets pretty intense when we're in there. And if you watch it, you'll see, like,
Yeah, so we're just gonna play the clip. We're gonna stop yapping.
yeah,
We're just gonna play the clip for you guys now.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any affiliation with King Von or Big Boy?
And that's the op, bro.
Yeah,
But I hope I don't catch him in the street or somebody already caught
yeah, obviously. Fuck that. He can stay there for all I care.
that. Dead.
So
Yeah,
you,
nigga.
you weren't the one who killed him.
Nah,
Of course not.
fuck
Nigga.
that
If I
shit.
kill
You think-
him,
you
if I
think you
kill him,
killed
you would
him?
know.
Yeah, you wouldn't even
We
know.
be
if you
smoking
killed
his
that
pack
nigga.
right now.
So would you guys say you were excited to hear the news that Big Boy was shot?
Yes,
Of course, nigga. We had Casamigos, we had the club, we had the bitches, nigga. We was getting high
Yeah.
as hell. Shit. You know what's up.
Yeah.
And what are your guys' jobs?
Jobs.
We gang members, bro.
Fuck the job, man.
Big job.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Get him!
So as you can see in that clip, pretty crazy stuff. How they crashed out. They really don't got nothing to lose. Just a quick reminder: make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, hit the sub button with your nose.
Yeah, if you
5
can.
seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure to hit that bell too. Hit that bell too. Smack that bell.
Don't forget about the bell.
You got it, because we're struggling. But yeah, let's get a little bit more. So Sailor he wasn't charged, or he wasn't convicted, but he was charged
Yes.
with the crimes. Sailor was a part of, dare I say, Discord groups. Discord's an online chatting platform for our viewers who don't know. Sailor is one of the biggest users on Discord. He's a cult-like following. He goes around humbling people, and it's wild. The type of fan base he has is really inspirational, but scary. That was really what led us to him, because knowing his past.
We actually followed a trail of people he packed, and it led him back to his Section 8 apartment.
Low-income housing.
Low-income housing. But it was tough seeing
Well,
those people.
you know about the low-income housing and what the government tried to do with that, right? Or no? Don't tell you.
I swear we covered it, but give me a
Should we recap?
reminder. Yeah.
So the Draco reptilians are beyond the ice wall. The ice wall, everyone knows the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't want you to go to Antarctica while all the countries are banning Antarctica is because that's the ice wall. A lot of people go missing. They fall off the face of the Earth, literally, because they try to go to Antarctica and they get stopped by the government. The New World Alliance is a centralized government that is above us. You ever heard of Aquaman, stuff like that? All of that is to drive you to a myth, but it's real. The Draco reptilians are trying to infiltrate the government, because the U.S. government is worried about the government, right? You know that, right? And the Draco reptilians is what's really trying to infiltrate us. You ever skinwalkers? You've had an encounter with one, right?
Back in
86.
86 in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
On my alone hiking trip.
What was it?
So I was in my teardrop camper.
Yeah.
And I heard something banging on the door.
Like a human fist?
And I was
Okay. Okay.
and I was like,
Who's
someone needs help.
Yeah.
I swing the door open. It's me.
It's you.
It's me. Like, I'm not banging on my door. I closed that. I locked it. And I went back to bed.
And you didn't take your medicine this trip? No, you took your medicine, right?
Like I could remember.
Okay, but
It was the 80s.
it was 80s, yeah. But the skinwalkers is also a different species of the Draco reptilians. The Draco reptilians is kind of its own thing.
I have heard that.
And they're beyond the ice wall. They're who runs the government. They funnel their ideas to a certain ethnicity.
But you know what? I was on the ice wall. We were there.
We were there, yeah. We were doing the podcast.
Yeah,
for
when we were
research.
trying to get to the end of it, and we ran into Yeti Boo.
Yeah.
Oh, when
Nah.
for those who don't know, he is a Yeti here, also known as a Sasquatch.
We'll throw up a video. He's one of our good friends on the podcast now.
He does a lot of we have him on
Not all the time, but
like he's
when we need a question answered, he's the closest thing to the Draco reptilians that the government can't touch because it's an endangered species. And we'll get into the global warming thing in a different podcast. But we all know it's an illusion, right? We all know it's to elude us to something else, to take our eyes off the government. And that's one thing, that's the key idea you guys gotta get down. Because the Draco reptilians, that's I've been trying to warn people about that. You gotta get your Bible, you gotta get your rosary, you gotta get your candles, you gotta pray. Because the Draco reptilians,
Get your family and lock them in your bunkers.
they're coming soon. Everyone,
Don't
we're
wait.
gonna link something in the description. Just let you know we are sponsored. We're gonna link to the bunker, and you guys should all buy this bunker. Everyone buy the bunker.
Yeah, don't wait. You don't know when the next nuclear war is gonna happen. I mean, would we lie to you guys to upsell you on something to spend millions, maybe trillions? No.
We want you guys to self-justify. I have my own bunker.
Yeah, so do I. We get 1% commission off of that. It's nothing. Trust me, guys.
It's literally 1% commission just so that we can afford it on the podcast. You guys know we are a non-profit organization trying to expose the Draco reptilians. You know me and my good friend here, Gabe. We've almost got assassinated
Yeah.
plenty of times. It's really what they're trying to hide. If you really look into it with the JFK stuff, oh, God rest his soul. But
It's a one though.
but you know who shot JFK, right?
Nixon?
The Draco reptilians. You didn't know?
Man, no way. I thought the CIA did that.
The CIA is funneled through the Draco reptilians funnel their ideas through the CIA and through certain.
But say that.
But this group really just takes the ideas and they kind of infiltrate it. Why do you think the CIA funneled all this crack into low-income neighborhoods in the 80s?
NWA.
Because people were figuring stuff out. And this is, I'm sorry I'm getting a little shadow chill. I'm sorry I'm getting a little angry here, but it's really because people were figuring stuff out and they need to keep people in their certain places because they're trying to funnel stuff.
I hate to cut you off. But we drink Gorilla Mind here. It's healthier than Celsius,
Healthier than Monster, healthier than Red Bull,
healthier than
Jeez, everything, really. A lot. I gotta bleep that.
I was banned from saying that.
But Gorilla Mind here, it's really just the most,
Well,
the best ingredients, really, natural flavors, all this stuff. We drink it. Yeah, we have a lot of stock in this company. It's really just good.
we own maybe 50%, so we'll let you know what we're gonna sell. I'm joking.
No, it's not trading. Come on. But that's what the government does. Nancy Pelosi, I know. But Nancy Pelosi, all of those inside trade, Warren Buffett, they all inside trade and it's legalized because they're part of the Draco Reptilian School. They're the highest up humans beyond the Yetis and all that stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
But
this is Yeti Boo's brand.
exactly.
This is why we
The White Frost tastes like it.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Take a sip. It's good, right? It's good. Yeah, this brand. Actually, we can bring the co-founder in here. Co-founder, talk about Gorilla Mind. We're sponsored by them, right? This is
Absolutely.
unbiased review, of course.
Unbiased review.
He actually came up. This is Yeti's flavor.
That's extremely good. I've never found anything better.
How'd you guys come up with this one, though?
We came up with it because we wanted power in a drink.
Did you
And that's
guys-
what we put in there.
Is this what they're also hiding behind the ice wall, the Draco Reptilians?
I can't comment on that, but all I know is this is power.
Dragon Fight.
I'm sorry to bring up. I know that we're independent news source, but
We
Matt,
can say whatever
see-
you want, but he's on a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, I can't speak on it. That's power.
yeah, my Gorilla Mind. Buy the bunkers in our description. We're gonna release some merch soon. Yeah, I mean that really wraps up the case.
One last thing, we just got this in.
Fingerprints.
The fingerprints, the blood, and what was it? The in-person interview. We just got that too.
Oh yeah. So co-founder here, Cameron Gillespie. He's a co-founder of Gorilla Mind. He was actually there when Cameron Epstein was shot, believe it or not. And Cameron
I was
Epstein.
walking around selling our product. Trying to advertise it.
Free samples of low-income neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
When he got shot on 64th. And
Not 63rd.
not 63rd, God forbid. But we'll pop up his interview right here. He, yeah, go buy Gorilla Mind. Really cool guy. We'll let you guys watch that now.
Oh my God, what just happened?
Oh my gosh. I just saw some very tall man, about 6'6", 6'7". He just peeked around a corner and just shot him.
6'7"?
6'7". He just shot him. It was.
Did you see what he looked like?
I just knew he was tall and black.
Okay,
Yeah,
what else?
and he also had like dreads or cornrows coming out the back of his hair.
Kind of looked like Allen Iverson.
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
He was a little beefy though, beefy.
Okay. Are you okay? Did you?
I'm personally okay, but I was very distraught by this event.
Do you know who got injured?
I think his name was Cameron Epstein.
Epstein.
What? Do you know if he was like affiliated with anything?
I'd heard a couple things around the block, but I can't confirm anything.
Okay.
Do you know if anyone was out to get him?
Again, I can't confirm anything.
Are you not involved in those type of activities?
Not at all.
Those gang banging hoodlum?
I've never been a part of that activity.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for your information.
No problem.
Welcome back. So that was the interview with the Gorilla Mind co-owner, Cameron Gillespie. Yeah, we're gonna just show you those fingerprints, a little bit more evidence, and then that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Once again, support our channel, buy our merch, buy Gorilla Mind,
Buy our bunkers.
buy our bunkers in the description in case you trigger reptilians ever infantry. You really gotta be prepared for this stuff, and that's what we do on this channel. We really just want to help you. That's it. Have a good one.